graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
You're letting him kill Martha. What does that mean? Why did you say that name? Find him! Save Martha! Why did you say that name? Martha, why did you say that name?
Stop! Please, stop!
Why did you say that name?
It's his mother's name! It's his mother's name.
It's just a coincidence that you were talking about the Jack and Triumph show and I'm here. Thank you so much for having me on your podcast.
Hey man, this is Kevin Smith, guy who makes all those unlistenable podcasts over at smodcast.com, and you're listening to the Two Strangers, One Podcast. This is podcasting.
You're listening to Two Strangers, One Podcast. Subscribe to us on iTunes or on the Stitcher app for Android devices. Please visit twostrangersonepodcast.net. Now, here's Chris Cologne and Paul Pasquillo.
Well, hello and welcome to Two Strangers, One Podcast. I'm Chris.
I'm Paul.
And Paul, cash me outside. How about that?
Why?
That has been the new thing going on. Because you know what it was? Things become memes on the internet.
Yes.
And usually I'm like the hip cool guy. Like I know where everything comes from. I had no idea what the fuck that was about. People at my job were saying it, cash me outside, how about that? And I was like, what the fuck is that about? And until finally on Stephen Colbert, Dr. Phil was interviewing Stephen Colbert was interviewing Dr. Phil, and they showed the clip, and I'm like, oh, so it's this little jailbait 13-year-old, like. That girl's gonna get fucked. I'm sorry. That girl. Oh, look. Oh, Paul's cheating. The light on him. I'm gonna go get my little dollar store flashlight out of the car and put it on me.
Welcome to.
I'm gonna kill your battery.
Dark.
So for the people listening to the podcast that aren't watching the live stream right now, I'm using my camera on my laptop for Facebook Live because one, it actually gives you a landscape photo as opposed to the portrait photo, because then we're all like have to get all squeezed up into the photo, and then but right now the screen looks very, very dark because the camera on my laptop was not made for quality video. So in this
definitely not.
It's not as dark as it looks like in his basement. It's actually pretty well lit. It's just
it is.
It's just my camera sucks. So.
By the way, Chris is locked in my basement again. And
one thing we said before the podcast, so Oscar could be happy, our number one super fan, Oscar. Darrell is actually listening to us. Darrell's actually following the show right now. So Darrell, when you get a moment, if you want to comment in, and actually, I should have checked our email. Welcome to all the new listeners. I should always welcome anybody new listening to the podcast. We've been doing this there goes Paul's fucking heat going on just to okay. No. Oh, we do have a new Oscar letter. Let's start the show. Chris just binged watched a series Billions, which is pretty damn good. It's about a guy who makes millions on Wall Street after a result of the 9/11 tragedy. I'm just reading this brand new. I never knew. I just checked it out right now. Paul Giamatti plays the U.S. Attorney General investigating him. Anyway, in episode 4, your boys Metallica make an appearance, and I know what a huge fanboy you are of them. How much fanboy of them. Check it out. Also, Donald Trump has made the ultimate celebrity apprentice. Paul, has New York exploded? Is Rochester sinking into the bottom of the ocean? Like Y2J? I'm sure nothing drastic is going to happen. What are your guys' thoughts? Well, we'll get to that in just a moment. I can't believe we actually had a politics-free episode last episode.
Yeah, that won't last this episode.
Yeah. Another question. What happens to all the people with the Obama phone? Do they simply run out of minutes? Do people on Obamacare lose all their health coverage? Well,
we'll get into that.
With the Obama phones, that's actually a legitimate question. I don't know what they're going to do with the Obama phones. And all the Obama phones were basically government-funded Virgin phones.
Not Virgin. Well,
because if you had an Obama phone and you used up the minutes, I think everybody got like 300 minutes a month. And I think if you wanted extra minutes, you can buy the Virgin card. And Virgin's all over the world, so I'm pretty sure Oscar knows what company.
You're
we're
right.
talking
There
about.
are Virgins all over the world. You're right.
And so all right. Then he asks, I don't know what's going to happen to the Obama phones. That is going to be quite a thing if it goes away. Now the good news is that they aren't talking about it, so maybe it's going to stick around for a while. Because I don't think people are going to take to the streets or anything like that. But
I guess we can get started into this political bullshit. So Trump did an interview, of course, before the Super Bowl.
With Bill O'Reilly.
He's got to have his his fame there before the fucking Super Bowl starts. And what he said he said that the healthcare law was probably not going to be changed until next year. The thing is Obamacare. Anybody that's signed up already, who made it by the deadline, you're okay. You're good for this next year. Nothing's gonna happen. Even if they were to change the law, your coverage is your coverage. That's it. Okay, so you're good. Those are the people that like their coverage, that like what Obamacare has done. You guys are good. You don't have to worry about it. Darrell.
And Zachary. Zachary's following the podcast now.
Oh, Darrell said, "Oh yeah, fuck you, Oscar."
So Darrell says, "Fuck you, Oscar." Zachary says hi, and he says he thinks they were track phone. I don't know because
they were track phones. Yeah, that's right. They were track phones.
Because
yeah.
I could have sworn when I worked at Radio Shack, people.
Well,
the only reason I said that they were Virgin phones is because I think you could buy Virgin minutes. So like if you ran out of minutes. If you ran out of the 300 allotted government minutes they gave you, I think you could have bought Virgin, the card, where you scratch off the little silver thing, and get that. So, I don't know.
Darrell, you also live in a racist state, as you know, so that's why Obamacare didn't win for you.
I'm gonna be honest, Obamacare did not work for me. And look,
So
yes, it was a flawed system, but
so apparently what happened is one of Trump's promises within his first 100 days, they're going to repeal and replace Obamacare. Now he's talking about how, it's going to take about a year, and then within a year we should be able to have it done. It's going to be 2 years, and then it's going to be 3, and then it's going to be the end of his administration. Yeah. So they just don't know what to do with it because honestly, there's a lot of good things about it. I do like and here's the funny part. There's these Republicans that have a plan. I can't remember what the senators' names are. But it's basically, they send it back to the states and they say, okay, which is working for you? Is Obamacare working for you, or do you want to try this other alternative that we have? If Obamacare is working for him, you can keep that. If it's not, then you can go into this new system, apparently.
Yeah, and there were people saying...
Yeah, they're pretty much just going to change the name, Darrell. That's all it is. It's going to be called Trump Care.
Well, that's the whole thing. Is that people there was a big thing online where there were people like, I'm glad I don't have Obamacare. I got the Affordable Care Act. Asshole. The Affordable Care Act is Obamacare. But and I think people just things the way it is, people just hated it because it has Obama's name on it.
Oh yeah.
People were slamming Obama when he first got into the office with all his executive orders, and Trump is following suit. So when Obama did it, it was, he's going to be a dictator and he's going to be a fascist and all this other shit. And now, okay, in all fairness, Trump hasn't hit the record that Obama did. Just for the facts, I'll say
executive orders?
Obama did more executive orders as of this point right now. Trump could fucking.
Well, he's not.
Trump could still surprise us in the next couple days.
He's not. He didn't do the most executive orders though. There's other presidents that have done.
Oh no, yeah, but I'm saying is when people compare Trump to Obama, he hasn't hit the numbers
he's on
Obama
his way.
did. But yeah, I mean he has got a rolling start.
And here's the funny part: like when you ask a Republican about this,
mm-hmm.
they're sitting there going, "Oh no, the executive orders are good. They're good."
Yeah.
Wait a minute. 2 or 3 weeks ago, you were just saying about fucking Obama when he was still the president. Oh, he's using too many actions, and when we have control of the Congress, this is Paul Ryan, by the way, the fucking Speaker of the House. Oh, when we have control of Congress, we're gonna take the executive power out of the president's hand. Oh, really? Really? What are you doing with Trump now? Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's what I thought.
He's getting things done. I'm surprised. How the fuck has Trump not gotten like fucking what's like Larry the Cable Guy? Get her done.
You know what?
The executive orders are getting her done.
That's the problem. I can't like those guys anymore because they like Trump. I'm so like ugh.
Yeah.
I'm so ashamed of them. Like I just sit there and I go ugh. And here's the thing. Here's the funny part that I've been finding out about the people that voted for Trump. Mm-hmm. You're talking. They just did a thing on CNN today. There's this town in Kentucky where like everybody's like on. First of all, this is a white town. So when I say this, I want you to understand this is a white town that I'm talking about. This is not like, some city where it's mostly African American or anything. No. This is a white town. Mm-hmm. I voted for Megatron. keep thinking that. So basically, what happened is and it's like this. It's like this in all of the country towns all over. The problem is that there's no jobs there because businesses keep closing down. You can't afford the minimum wage increase. You can't afford all this other stuff. And I get that. And it sucks, but guess what? We're moving to clean energy. Stop with this stupid coal bullshit. Like, seriously. That's all I hear is, oh, well, Trump's going to get the coal industry back together. Guys, simmer down. Like, we're trying to go to a resource that's not only renewable, but we don't need to depend on some other country shipping their oil over here. Yeah. We barely take anybody's oil anyways right now because of what we've done under Obama. Because Obama was the one that sat there and went, open up the oil. Let's get this shit going, and let's start making people buy oil from us, too. And that's what we did. And by the way, we got so much oil in reserve sitting in that federal oil field thing that we have that there's no way, like, we're going to ever run out of oil. Here's the thing. Like, we're trying to go to electric cars. We're trying to go to renewable energy. Let's go there. And let's get to these more fuel-efficient cars, because here's the problem. If we don't do that, we're going to be back to what China's doing right now. China, within, like, a couple hours of their start of their day, smog. The whole fucking... You can't even see the city. It's so bad.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's just, like, and I hate to cast dispersions, but let's just, let's just follow this little constant that Trump supporters are racist. Okay, let's just go with that. And the funny thing is, I have family members and I have people that I care about that are Trump supporters, and they're not like blatant racists. They're not burning any crosses or anything like that. But let's just take a constant that the middle of the country does not like brown people. Okay, how about we move to more solar energy so we can stop spending our money overseas going to people who live in the fucking desert? Because quite frankly, like Osama bin Laden, guys like that. I mean, okay, yeah, they did heroin, opium and shit like that. Yeah. But if we stopped giving money to those people overseas, I mean, it would at least be a start of like, if you're sitting on oil and you got nothing, you can't do anything with it, then you're powerless. Like it would help. And it would help shift the balance
and that's kind of like
sun,
the whole.
We got our own sun. We don't fucking need the oil.
It's kind of like the whole, like medical marijuana thing, where only certain people can grow it to distribute it for medical uses, and then there are some states that it's just open. I think it's Massachusetts now, and also, well, obviously Colorado, California, but I feel like California is not completely open because they're always raiding stores out there. So. The federal government is, but
Bill says our oil reserve is enough to indefinitely power the U.S. and at least hold us over until we get shit together with the solar, with solar power.
Well, think about this, Chris. If every single house, every single apartment complex were to switch over to solar energy, we probably would not have any use for any kind of electrical grid unless we somehow get ourselves into a situation where the sky is just always, black and shit.
Yeah, they can't,
Right.
Because just because Exxon and all those, all the I just randomly grab Exxon as a excuse. All these oil people are way too fucking powerful and way too influential, and will never let that kind of money. It has to start from someone independent. We need someone like Elon Musk or someone like that who doesn't give a. The decisions he makes are made for what he wants to do and not influenced by outside people. And we need someone like that to kind of force solar power to become like a greater thing. So we don't have to rely on people on the other side. I mean, yes, we have plenty of our own oil, but just let's shut that down.
Well, and I do think that, we need to start looking at some of these things, but I also think that people need to keep in mind, too, that, for example, we should have, if we're talking about, like, renewable resources, like, for example, we should have, like, free Wi-Fi going through these towns and everything, especially in towns like that. If you want a town, a really small town in the United States of America to survive, how about put free Wi-Fi in there? How about put free Wi-Fi in there? And then when people come through the town, they'll actually stop at these businesses and sit for like an hour or two and use the Wi-Fi and whatever. Because that's part of the problem. Like, we're living in an age of technology. The people that voted for Trump don't want technology.
Yeah.
They're
scared.
Let's not even talk about racism. Let's not even talk about racists. Okay, let's talk about the fact that
they're scared of change.
Yeah, people are scared of change. Well, here's the thing. They're not scared of change. They're scared of change that doesn't help them. And here's the thing. If the coal industry is gone, so that change is scaring them because they can't get a job. Let me tell you something. Here's the matter of the fact here, guys. There are people here in New York State, and any state for that matter, but in New York State, that drive an hour to 2 hours to get to Rochester or Buffalo or Syracuse to work a normal job. The reason for that is because people do not want to live close by. They think that it's safer to live in the country and be secluded.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Now, I don't have anything against people that want to do that. But you can't sit there and cry when your prison closes down or the coal industry closes down. Okay, fine. Adapt. If you got to drive 2 hours to work, so be it. Drive 2 hours to work, get the best job you can, and then move when you can. It sucks, but it is what it is. And I'm not... Look, my parents live in Henrietta. It's probably what I call it the start of the country where we start to go, like, the small towns.
Suburban, yeah.
Right, and Henrietta's not, like, it's the southern part of Henrietta. Because once you start going into the northern part, that's when it starts to get closer to the city, and then, you're getting more whatever. But, it's one of those things where people just don't understand that, we live in a society that is trying to change the way that we do things. And with change, you're going to have to deal with this stuff. And here's the thing, like, it makes me laugh that a lot of people are starting to sit there and go, oh shit, Trump's not doing what I told him to do. Like, they're actually refugees. I'm not moving to Rochester. Yes, you are, Darrell. Me and Chris are gonna come down there and kidnap you. So it's kind of funny because you see, like, for example, there were some refugees that are U.S. citizens that voted for Trump. This was on TV. This was on CNN. This is not like any bullshit. And they went, we voted for Trump, and now our family can't come in here. And it's like, we didn't vote for that. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't vote for that to happen. And it's like, oh shit, maybe we shouldn't have voted for this guy. I understand that people want to change. I get it. But you need to get somebody that's a calculated change. And here's another interesting thing that I'm learning too. Those people, a lot of those people that voted for Trump were going to vote for Bernie if Bernie was the Democratic nominee. It's interesting because Bernie went to I don't remember which town he was in, but he went and he did a town hall with, I think it was MSNBC, And he said to them, they asked, I don't think it was Bernie that asked, I think the moderator asked, he said, so let me ask you this question. How many of you would have voted for Bernie? And almost all of them said that they were going to vote for Bernie had he been the Democratic nominee. And that was part of the problem. Don't get me wrong, I like Bernie Sanders. I think that he has some good ideas, some not so good ideas, but he kind of screwed up this election for the Democrats, honestly.
Well, no, look, and we were both Hillary supporters. There were people who he was sabotaged. The Democratic National Committee sabotaged him.
I don't think, but see, that's the thing. Like, I don't think that he got sabotaged in the sense that he lost voters. I think he got sabotaged in the fact that they weren't equally supporting both candidates. I get that. I think that obviously he won, I think 18 states or something like that. Mm-hmm. So, and ironically, the states that Hillary lost, and not Pennsylvania, but those other two up, I think it was Michigan and Wisconsin, like those went for Bernie. Yeah. And here's the thing, like what really gets me is the Electoral College was set up so no one state would have the power to vote somebody in. Mm-hmm. 2 to 3 states gave Trump the election. If you think about it. Yeah. Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania, which, whatever. If they would have recounted Pennsylvania, I'm sure they would have found some votes there. But, they gave Trump the election. And that's the problem. Like, it's, we need to figure out what we're going to do. We need to figure out how to get this guy out of there because he's not doing anything. At least the judicial system is blocking him from doing stupid things.
Yeah, and it's like, he wants to put that guy Steve Bannon, then he realized, oh shit, I didn't, he didn't realize that it has to be voted in. You can't just put someone in that position. This Muslim ban is such a fucking stupid idea. The wall, obviously, the wall's a stupid idea because if people want to get into this country, you could come in through Canada.
Which, by the way, did you see the 84 lumber commercial?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was so good. I loved that. Like they build Trump's wall, but then they give him a door. I was like, that is awesome.
You got. There's ways to get into this country. Building a fucking wall is not going to stop people. There are people who there's people from Cuba back when Cuba, now we've kind of eased relations with Cuba, but people were getting on a fucking raft. That may change.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say, that's probably going to change.
There's people coming over here on fucking rafts from Cuba. So what's not to say someone from the Middle East can go to Cuba, and then
they're not coming on rafts anymore. They can get on a plane and come here.
No, but I'm just saying is what's not to say someone from one of these countries that have been banned can just go to Cuba and then from there take a raft. If they're so adamant on coming to the United States, they can sneak in through fucking Canada. There's no fucking Canadian wall. Of course, yes, we have border guards and but the northern part isn't as protected as the southern border, and it's very easy. And then plus, the whole thing is, we don't want terrorists. We don't want people to be radicalized. People could be radicalized right here in this fucking country. You know what I'm saying? Yes, there are horrible fucking people in this country that want to fucking destroy us. There's horrible people who happen to be of a certain religion that want to fucking blow shit up. They can sit here and recruit people here. How about instead of spending all this fucking money on the wall, how about putting more money towards investigating? How about giving more money towards law enforcement, task force, anti-terrorism task force and shit like that?
Yeah.
All this money is being put on a useless fucking wall should be put into, let me tell you, if Trump said, if Trump had part of his ballot, said nothing about a fucking wall, said, I'm against terrorists and jihad and all this other nonsense, I'm going to put a bunch of funding into the fucking FBI or CIA or whoever, all the people, anti-terrorist. Let me tell you, he might have had my vote had he say something like that. Building a fucking wall is such a stupid. It's a simple idea for simple fucking minds. Oh, we don't like them. We're going to build a wall. There's 10,000 other ways you can get into this fucking country.
Well, and there's also here's another thing too. Here's where you got to keep in mind too that instead of building a wall, why don't we hire hundreds of more Border Patrol people so that when people do cross over the wall, we catch them immediately.
Yeah.
Instead of shortchanging these people. Texas, I'm pretty sure Texas has been asking for this for years. Mm-hmm. States along the border like Texas, Arizona, Mm-hmm. So I understand that completely, but we need to do this in an intelligent way. See, the thing is, and we've talked about this a little bit, Chris, before. It's a 2-year process to get a visa to get into this country. So those Syrians that we're all afraid of, apparently, coming into this country, 2 years. They vet them. They investigate them for 2 years. And it's an extensive investigation. Even the Republicans are saying this. They're sitting here going, wait a minute. They have visas. They went through the process. Let them in. So why are we denying these people the right to come in? Let them come in. If they went through the process, they were cleared, let them in. By the way, every single terrorist attack that's happened lately has happened because of homegrown terrorism. Not some stupid little Iranian or I'd sign up for a task force. Yes, you would. I could see you doing that too. You would take out your frustration drill on all of them. But seriously, like, you know, everything should be being done in a smart way. And by the way, let me also add this too: is businesses keeping or bringing more jobs back to U.S.? Yes, but you want to know why they're doing that? Because they don't want Trump to tax them. They don't want fucking Trump to tax them because he sits there and he says, "I'm going to charge a 25 or 35% tax on goods coming back into the country because you put them in Mexico or you put them in wherever." Yeah, they're smart. General Motors is like, no, fuck no, we're not dealing with that. We're not dealing with that. Ford, I don't know about Ford. Ford kind of confuses me because they originally weren't taking anything out of the United States. They actually were sending people. There was a plant that was doing one car, but instead of doing that car at that plant here in the United States, they were going to do it in Mexico. But at that other plant where that car was being made, they were going to make a whole new, brand new, like, electric car. So no jobs were going to be lost here. It was just moving, you know, instead of putting that car here, it's over here in Mexico being made. Okay, fine. I don't have a problem with that. Trump's like bitching at him, and the Ford guy went back at him. But then they said, oh, we're going to add more jobs. And I'm sitting there going, like, guys, stop being pussies. Look, you shouldn't be taking jobs away from Americans. I'm sorry. If you're an American company, if you say that you support Americans, you say that you want to help the American force, fine, prove it. Make your shit here in the United States. I understand wages are going to be high. I understand that there's going to be an overhead cost. I understand that my iPhone right here would probably, instead of it costing like upwards of $500, it's going to cost $1,000. Okay, I get that. But if people want the iPhone, they're going to pay for it. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, and by the way, they're going to be able to afford that iPhone because you gave them a job that they're paying $20 an hour for.
Yeah, exactly. People,
you know what I mean?
People with jobs pay taxes, or at least they should.
Yeah.
You know, and so, you know, I kind of I'm looking at my notes. I mean, the Muslim ban is fucking stupid. The wall is fucking stupid. You know, it's things are just not looking good. And then plus, Donald Trump signed off on SEAL Team. I don't know. I'm not saying SEAL Team 6, but a SEAL team to go to some sort of operation in Yemen.
And he fucked up.
Which intelligence had started on Obama's watch, but they said it's too soon, or we don't have enough intelligence on it. Donald Trump jumping the fucking gun, putting fucking people in harm's way because he wanted this. Let me tell you, had this mission been successful, he would have been taking full fucking credit for it. But, you know, for people who, you know, for Trump supporters who fucking bashed Hillary Clinton about Benghazi, you know, Donald Trump got a soldier died, and then one of the guys they were trying to kill, they killed his daughter.
Right.
Which, you know what, I understand there's a real petty part of, like, you know, a real petty part of this. Oh, good, fuck it, we killed his daughter. But, you know, for all intents and purposes, that was that was a casualty, which, you know, shouldn't have happened. You know, the SEAL team should have had better intelligence, and you know, and I'm nothing. I love our SEALs, I love our soldiers, but, you know, if it's disastrous, it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's irresponsible. It's disgustingly irresponsible to send people into a condition where all the intelligence, you know, sometimes you can't just run in there and, you know, and Donald Trump wanted this to be the fucking feather in his cap and go, oh yeah, you know, look I'm in office not even 10 days and I'm going to fucking, you know, send out a team and take out some high, you know, Al-Qaeda ranking officers and look at already I did in 1 day, I did in 1 week what Obama couldn't do all year or something like that. So, it's he's putting soldiers he's putting soldiers in harm's way, and he's putting the American fucking people in harm's way, and he's wasting fucking money. And I don't think he understands the job that he has and how it's going to get done, and it's just a bad fucking combination. We will get to the dick and fart jokes, people, I promise.
Well, that's what the second half is for. It's all
Yeah.
the nerdy news and the dick and fart jokes and shit.
Let me just get back to because I just want to finish up Oscar's
Yeah.
letter. He goes, Chris, you keep talking about this new job. Why the fuck are you being so secretive? With your past of multiple trouble, you can't have gotten a Men in Black position. I've had some trouble, but nothing.
Area 51, that's fine.
Yeah, it goes, unless you're the new porter cleaning out toilets at Area 51, you live in Rochester, the anus of New York State. Okay, I can't. I'll agree with you there, Oscar. No. Let me see. Please share something about what you're doing. Just curious. I'm sure you're intelligent enough to give a description that doesn't give away any trade secrets or privileged information. I honestly think that if you're really working on the Trump campaign and didn't want Paul to know...
I think Chris would rather want to slit his wrist than work for the Trump campaign.
Now Trump has blessed you with dog catcher position or something. When will this new job afford Wi-Fi so we can get the roll back on? You have no idea how happy I was when your Facebook Live wasn't working.
Wow.
Chris, your friends are not too entertaining. Well, then, if you could get the email, and apparently you are on Facebook because you've commented on things that I've not commented in your emails. You've mentioned things that I've had on my Facebook feed. So nothing is stopping you, Oscar, from coming on. I mean, I don't know what the time period difference is, but it can't be that fucking different. Did you guys hear about the Mexican with the 10-inch penis?
Yes.
How hilarious.
That was hilarious. And he doesn't want to get any surgery because he thinks that guys that don't have a big penis are pussies. I think that's what he said, yeah.
He goes, check out this link from my friend the state sent me, and I'll click. Oh, okay, I think, okay.
Yeah, that's
and
the video.
The video. And that's a YouTube video. So, okay, so that was Oscar's letter. Okay, what do I do? And I don't want to...
Let's just say that you have a call center job.
I have what is, for the lack of a better term, a call center job.
Yes.
It does involve, there is a bit of a government
thing to
tint to it. With that being said, I've also, they've done a background check on me, and it's not like, even as anti-Trump as I am, and yes, I've been arrested, for the lack of a better term, but it's always been silly, petty shit that fucking,
Right.
people, and it was a different part of my life, because anyone that's going to be like a criminal is going to be a criminal for years. People who are criminals.
Hello, Jennifer, by the way.
Oh, hey, Jen. So, people that are like, people that are in and out of jail, okay, maybe they shouldn't have a job that has some sort of government clearance or something like that. But so I'm in a
actually, his real job is to come and hunt people down in Peru. To Peru, so he's going to be coming soon to get you.
We're gathering intelligence on Peruvian virgins.
So the podcast is just like a front.
So this is all part of a dark government conspiracy. Oh. So
don't scare my cat.
And so that's like I said, I don't want to give too much away because it's just things are getting better. Yeah, I'm my job is getting my pay is ramping up slowly. So I don't want to say this paycheck, but maybe the paycheck after that, I'll start with the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Because you know what it is, there's something going on this next weekend, which I mentioned on the last podcast. So I've kind of spent some money on doing that. It's just sort of my job's having a social event. So I've been spending money on that. I got a suit, and with that being said, I got a suit because people are crying about money. Why'd you buy a suit? Well, I mean, I don't have a suit. I don't. So I bought a suit. My grandmother just turned 90, but let's be real here, and I don't want to talk about that, but 90 years old is hopefully she's with us another 100 years. But if her funeral's sometime around the corner or something like that, I have a suit. I have a suit for that. I have a suit for this event. So, things are getting better. My life, I don't want to say like my life has changed upside down and everything's wonderful and great, but things are slowly working towards getting better. and having a job that pays you decently. It's nice having a 40-hour week. You know, that's the one thing. And part of where I work, being involved with the government, is they have standards like that, where they can't jerk you like certain corporate fucking jobs that I've had, where they want to give you a 35-hour week or 34-hour week and call that full time. You know, I am going to have health insurance. Actually, my health insurance just kicked in like yesterday. It's good. My health insurance kicked in a couple days ago. Awesome. So I want to go to the doctor and give me all the fucking prescription medicine. Give me Xanax, give me Prozac, give me Ambien, give me.
And you're happier, just saying.
And I'm happier, yeah. And Jen knows. I mean, she knows. I talk with Jen and we hang out. And the funny thing is that Jen knows people who've worked where I worked. And it's a lot better environment. I'm not dealing with the fucking hood rats that I've dealt with before. And I'll drive by my old job and I'm like, oh, I can't believe I wasted so much of my fucking life there. Is it a stressful job? Yeah, it's stressful and it's goal based. So it's it's like you're like a shark. You have to constantly keep swimming or you'll fucking drown. But life is better. It really is. And Oscar, aren't you happy I don't have the fucking?
It's true.
The 2-year beard.
And he's kept it shaven off.
And I've kept it shaven off. Well, I'm giving it time. I'm like, that's my little reward. I'm like, if I hit my goals, then I'll start looking like a madman again. I don't know. I miss the beard, but I don't miss it. I understand. It's almost like I'm being treated like a human being, so I'm starting slowly joining fucking society again. So, you know what I'm saying? It's societal. When you treat a person like a fucking human being, they want to act like a fucking human being. Let me see. So I think with that, we'll be back with more dick and fart jokes.
This episode of Two Strangers, One Podcast is brought to you by Comics Etc. 1115 East Main and North Goodman at the Hungerford Building, door number 8. Find out more information at comicsetc.biz or like them on Facebook at facebook.com/comicsetc1.
Did you ever see a film at such a young age it left you traumatized with cinematic wounds?
Necrophilia.
It's a dead issue, man. Don't push it. Cinema Psyops is a weekly podcast documenting an ongoing experiment on the mind of an unwilling test subject.
No one should have to watch this movie.
Oh, no one should have to watch this?
No one should have to watch this movie.
Surprisingly, it's not a topic that a lot of people really want to tackle.
I'm shocked, Prudes.
I know, really.
Right?
It's the next sexual frontier that no one wants to explore.
I am, in the most sincerest of senses, disappointed in you.
It takes a powerful goddess like Connie, jam her arm down the monster's throat and kill it. Oh, I'm still tripping out over that. Even as a kid, I was like, I gotta find a girl like that. Every week, I get a new look of disappointment that I never thought I could get out of her.
Unimaginable. At 12 years old, you should not be watching this movie.
Obviously.
At 13, you should not be. 14, you shouldn't be. I'm not entirely sure even 17-year-olds should be watching this.
Just because you're offended by something doesn't mean that you have the right to demand that it doesn't exist. Watching this film again, I had all of this like little nerd glee with everything that kept
little history doll popping up
absolutely.
at you.
So I totally loved this film.
Hey, I know why you couldn't see that. It's because your brain's warped from watching this shit at 12 years old.
Yeah, this is a rough movie. I told you ahead of time when we were getting ready to do it that it was going to be a rough
How did you watch
one.
this shit at 12?
Because physical wounds heal, cinematic ones don't. Listen to Cinema Psyops.
Click and Hit, enhancing the experience for all recreational smokers. Click and Hit is a one-handed portable vaporizer. This smoking pipe has a compact 4-stage design, complete with a built-in, windproof, butane refillable torch lighter. The large burn chamber holds your stash of legal herb or pipe tobacco. Click the button to ignite and inhale as usual. When you are done, put it back in your pocket for later. Smoke anytime with the touch of a button. No more carrying around grinders and tins. You can leave the pipe, rolling papers, and even your lighter at home. The Click and Hit cordless vaporizer is no bigger than a normal cigar, making it the world's smallest and most discreet vaporizer. It's perfect for use in small places or shared rooms. It's efficient, getting 5 to 8 draws from your packed chamber. It's affordable at just $19.95 each. Buy 3 and the shipping is free. Buy 4 and you get the 5th one free. Visit www.click-n-hit.com. That's clickandhit.com. And now for listeners of Two Strangers, One Podcast, you can use promo code STRANGERS and receive 10% off your purchase at clickandhit.com. That's promo code STRANGERS for 10% off your purchase.
And we're back. Okay, Paul. And I guess we can't not talk about it. the fucking Super Bowl. And see, I don't watch sports. So I'm glad that, like, in another day, because we're recording this the day after the Super Bowl, in about another day, because they're going to talk about it probably a little more tomorrow on the radio, but, like, it's nice to know that for, like, another 8-9 months, no more fucking talking about football. Because I listen to, like, morning radio.
It's become a little redundant with, the fact that the Patriots are always winning, and it's just like, look,
they were cheating. They were. I mean, and once again, this isn't going to turn into a big Super Bowl thing, but he has 5 rings. Yeah, how many of those rings came from fucking cheating?
There was a couple years there where he did cheat.
Yeah,
but,
so
I mean, look, I'm not sitting here saying that okay. Like,
I guarantee you, somewhere down the line they're going to find out he was cheating. It's just, it's a cheating that we don't know about yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, about the deflated footballs before. Now I guarantee.
But see, that's the thing. Like, they keep letting him come back, so it's kind of their fault, anyways. But I digress.
Puts asses in seats. I watched the game. The big thing for people that kind of watch it casually, the Super Bowl ads, there were really nothing. Nothing was like really, really, really like the blowout. I mean, the fucking Guardians of the Galaxy trailer, I think, was like that's like when people are like, what's your favorite? If you had to like choose a favorite commercial, I would say the Guardians of the Galaxy trailer. But then again, it's Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like some other company. I can't even. I honestly, off the top of my head, I just sat. This time last night we were watching the Super Bowl. And I can't think of, I remember certain commercials, but nothing that really, okay, like you brought like the 84 lumber. Okay, well, there was the Budweiser commercial, which kind of touched upon.
I saw that ahead of time.
Where they're talking about, how Anheuser came to the United States and met Bush and stuff like that. And people were saying, it's kind of anti-Trump or whatever. And first and foremost, like, I think Budweiser would be shooting themselves in the foot to be anti-Trump, because Budweiser is really like middle America beer. You know what I'm saying? It's known as like a working man's beer. It's not, And Jen said a lot of people were saying the last touchdown did not count because knee came down at the 1-yard line.
There's a video that shows that actually.
Yeah, that last goal was very controversial. And then they put it in slow motion and what fucking they go, whatever, it breaks the field. What constitutes breaking the field? If there's an imaginary line, is it just the front tip of the fucking football? Because the whole football did not cross that line.
I think the rules in overtime too is you can't challenge that play either. So
yeah. But sucks. I mean, the Atlanta Falcons. Look, once again, I don't watch football, but I generally, as a New York City, growing up in New York City, my family, my father's side of the family lived in the Bronx. My grandfather was buried with a fucking Yankees cap on. I'm raised from birth to hate people from Boston. So I'm naturally going to be against the Patriots, even if they weren't big winning cheaters, So I'm just, and it's a touchdown, not goal. See,
yeah, say it right.
That shows you how much I know about fucking the footballs, the foosball, the foosballs for the devil. So
this ain't Waterboy, okay?
Yeah, but I'm just saying I mean, I guess if you want to call it a good game, yeah, it's a good game when you think it's going to be a blowout, then it gets a turnover. I mean, that's a Hollywood ending where you think you're down and you got something to prove, but whatever. And then here's something I know Jen's going to want to talk about: the Lady Gaga performance. And let me tell you, it did not dawn on me that she was standing on the roof of the fucking Coliseum or whatever, because I just saw, okay, I see her standing there. I see the black background behind her. I'm thinking, okay, she's either outside or she's in front of and they had the cool, the drones were all flying in unison, because right before she fell off the screen, because I thought she fell, or I thought, I didn't get what she was doing until obviously a second later when they zoomed to her coming down from the ceiling. But right before she fell or jumped or what, not she jumped, excuse me. The drones kind of went into the shape of an American flag, and that was fucking cool. So the jump was fake. TMZ reported this afternoon. Holy shit. Really? I did not know that.
Yeah, I think it was like a video or something. That's what I thought
it was. Yeah, because let me tell you, what if Lady Gaga died on the halftime show? What if, because remember, it was in 99 when Owen Hart died in the WWE, when he was supposed to be lowered to the ring and he fucking fell and hit. What if what if, and I guess, it's a good thing that it didn't happen, but what if Lady Gaga fucking died? Everyone would be standing there. You couldn't sing the music. It would be, oh my God, okay. All right, so I guess.
Well, I mean, at the end of her performance, she jumped off the stage, so it was kind of like, there was a couple people on my timeline that were like, that was a great performance and all, but I'm kind of concerned because I don't know what happened to Lady Gaga.
All right, so Jen says it was all, okay, all was pre-recorded up until she dropped down. Okay, so she was probably like on a girder, because they do it in wrestling all the time, other than Owen Hart. But
there must have been a green screen.
Peter Pan. No, they're saying, I think the first part was, according to Jen, she's saying that first part was pre-recorded. Right. The drop was probably real. Okay, Jen says just the rooftop was fake, or at least pre-recorded, and then the drop down. Look, I'm not a Lady Gaga fan, but I'm not gonna lie, it was entertaining. She covered all the big hits. You forget how many fucking songs you actually know about from Lady Gaga. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, I'm not a Lady Gaga fan, but I'm like, okay, there's the Poker Face and the Ola Roma.
Yeah, but by the way, like, I have to say this. It's really interesting that ever since she started to be like dressing like a normal person, she actually looks cute now. She doesn't look like a man. Like, I'm sorry for people that are listening to this and going, "Fuck you, Paul, for calling her a man." But like, there was a time when she first started, like, she was sitting
trying
there going,
way too fucking hard.
Yeah, you were just like looking at her like, is that a guy? Is that something else? Because I'm kind of confused here. And now I'm like, she's kind of attractive. All right.
I am so, okay, once again, we're not going to go into political talk, but I am so fucking surprised that she did not. Okay, and they're saying, like, she kind of did things that were sort of subtly, that were, like, pro-gay and everything. And okay, that's all fine and great, but for 98% of the fucking audience watching, they're just watching a woman perform. Saying they're watching someone who has a household name perform. And so, I was expecting her to, like, stop everything mid fucking song and go like, Trump's a fucking evil dictator. I thought
she was a Hillary Clinton supporter. So.
I was ready at any moment. I'm like, oh boy, what's going to be, I don't know, come out with a fucking Trump pinata, something, what I'm saying? Like, have something. But, I'm really surprised that she was professional enough to put on, for all intents and purposes, a great show. I had no complaints with it. I was entertained by it. To do all the shit that she had to do. It was obviously, she was lip syncing, but then again, that's the shit like that always happens. When every show when Mariah Carey was supposed to sing on fucking New Year's Eve, that was pre-recorded. The vocals are. But for her to do all the shit that she did, fucking drop the mic, jump off the stage, run around, it was entertaining for what it was. And, like I said, I'm just surprised that someone of her caliber didn't, like, fucking just railroad. But then again, I wonder, had she done something like that, like, they probably would have fucking railroaded her. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one's heard from Janet Jackson in quite a while. So she learned.
Well, I mean, she's been doing some stuff, but I mean, you don't really hear anything because, they will never have her as a performance anymore. Yeah, that's for sure.
So Jen says, I am glad. Okay, so let's get to the nerdy news. Not that the Super Bowl is kind of nerdy news. There was the Guardians of the Galaxy trailer, or a new trailer. Transformers. And you're talking to a guy that fucking loves Transformers, and I can give two shits about this one. I mean, am I going to see it? Yeah, I'm going to go see it, but I don't, like, I'm not excited about seeing it.
Are you fucking kidding me? I am so excited for this. The only thing I don't want to have happen, and there's an indication that this could happen because Hot Rod's in it. Mm-hmm. For those of you that have seen the animated one from back in the day, the animated movie, Optimus Prime dies and Hot Rod becomes Rodimus Prime and takes over. I don't want that.
Yeah, but I mean, Optimus Prime's already died in the fucking movie. I think he dies twice. He dies like in part 1 and in part 2, if I'm not mistaken. Or at least he dies in... There's one, because then he dies, and then fucking Sam dies, and then Sam goes to fucking Autobot heaven. I don't know what the fuck these movies are trying to do. But now they're trying to make fucking Optimus Prime like King Arthur's court, and Bumblebee looks different. But it's so stupid, because in the fucking commercial, the trailer, you see Optimus Prime floating through space, all gray and broken down and whatever, and it's like, oh, Optimus Prime is gone. Okay, he's gone. He's floating through space. Oh, now here's all this action with Optimus fucking Prime. Well then, why show us the fucking dead floating through space? Like, does the movie think we're fucking simple-minded fucking
Well, no, but you got to understand, like, he got taken over by, what is it? I can't think of it.
Not Galvatron.
Unicron. Unicron?
Well, Unicron is the big fucking planet.
Right, so, I mean, that's supposedly what's going to happen here, so...
Oh, so they're finally going to bring Unicron into it?
I think so,
but,
yeah.
But it's just, in the trailer, like, they show Optimus... I'm just saying is, they show us, like, oh, Optimus Prime is gone, and his fucking... Grade husk is floating in outer space, and then but by the way, here he is fighting again. And it's like, I don't know, and I want to like these movies. I mean, yeah, they're bringing in Hot Rod. Yeah, they brought fucking Grimlock in 2 or 3 movies ago, and he didn't do shit. You know what I'm saying? Grimlock was a fucking giant fucking horse to ride on. Like it was. Optimus Prime rode him like a fucking horse. He wasn't. Grimlock is supposed to be a badass dude that like. One of the few people that could probably kick Optimus Prime's ass. Right. And, it didn't fucking happen. I don't know. I want to like it, but I don't give a shit. It's sad that someone like me who loves Transformers can give 2 shits about the fucking 5th.
Well, this is the last one that Bay's doing, so.
Yeah.
We'll see if there's any more after that. Well, there is going to be some, like off stories, I think, apparently.
Yeah, I think they're planning to do like 6 more movies or some shit like that.
Isn't one of them supposed to be like about Bumblebee or something?
They're gonna do a Bumblebee solo movie, and they're gonna do
Yeah, well, like one of the people I work with was like, oh, they're gonna kill Bumblebee off. I'm like, no, they're not doing a movie about him. Why would they kill him off? Plus, everybody loves Bumblebee. Why would you kill him? That would be stupid.
And so Jen goes, not all her vocals were pre-recorded, just some. Talking about Lady Gaga. No, yeah, I don't doubt they sing, but they kind of have like a backup track in case something bad happen. And something bad goes wrong, something bad happens. I think they can move the lever up and have more fake. I know. I'm pretty sure she sang, or she was trying to sing, or it wasn't total fucking like lip sync where she wasn't saying anything.
No, yeah, there was definitely she was singing definitely,
but it was aided by. But I'm saying there's parts where like she's like bending over and stuff like that, and the music, like her vocals stay perfect. And I'm like, no one bending over can sing perfect. Okay. Now let's start with Transformers. Yeah, I'll probably go out and see Transformers the day it comes out.
Logan was there. I didn't get to see that trailer, but
there was the Logan trailer, which was pretty much the trailer that they've been giving in the movie theaters recently. And speaking of going to the movie theaters to see trailers, which I generally have been trying to avoid trailers, but if I'm going to go to the movies, I'm going to see trailers. Resident Evil, the final chapter, not the new video game, because people keep. It's funny because the movies, they don't call it as Resident Evil Part 6, but it's Resident Evil Part 6. But in the video games right now on PS4 and Xbox One is Resident Evil Part 7, which oddly enough has like nothing to do with like the other Resident Evil movies. Like it's about a guy like fighting like crazy inbred hillbilly rednecks or whatever, but that's the scary part is that he's stuck in the middle of fucking nowhere, with rednecks hunting him. So Jen says aided exactly. The last one, not a bad way to take out the series, because by the time you got to 4 and 5, there was some fucking outlandish fucking bad CGI. It was like, where there's like 18 Mila Jovoviches on the screen, and they're all jumping and kicking and swinging swords and shooting, and it looked bad. It looked like it's one of those deals where like it's like, okay, yeah, we can do it. Yes, we can replicate Mila Jovovich 18 times and have her jumping around the screen, but it doesn't look good. It had nothing to do with the story. It's just all like action for action's sake. And then, and don't be wrong, this one was no different when it comes to action for action's sake. There was tons of shit. There was like literally like 20 minutes of the movie where like there was just no talking. And it was just like all action where she gets, she's driving a Hummer and there's a big fucking Umbrella Corps dragon chasing her and shit like that. Right. I mean, a lot of jump cuts, a lot of fast action, paced action, and is it cheesy and sort of way too fucking like traditional action schlock? Yeah, but they wrapped it up, and actually, I do got to say that the 2 main bad guys in the movie, who've been the bad guys for the fucking, and spoiler alert, but I guess generally people don't care. The 2 main bad guys who've been the same bad guys for the past like 3 or 4 movies kind of go out like bitches. You know what I'm saying? Like here's the guys, they've survived all this shit. They're the ultimate fucking, they're her ultimate foes, and they both go out like fucking punks. So, but I mean, I like. Maybe it's because I have a crush on Mila Jovovich, but it's not a bad movie. Like I said, the one thing I do have to say is it's not as badly CGI. It's a lot more practical effects in this. It's a lot more, and so it's definitely a Redbox rental. If you like any of the movies and you're the kind of person to go to Redbox, by all means, see it on Redbox. Oh, we're talking about trailers. Stranger Things, season 2.
I didn't watch it. I don't like. I don't. It's not that I don't like it, but I just don't. I'm not interested in it.
Yeah, Stranger Things. So they put out They put out like these teaser trailer shots where you see the kids wearing Ghostbusters gear, right. and then I posted a thing online where someone had said, the Stranger Things kids in Ghostbusters, apparel is already better than the female remake that they put out last year. Even in the 80s, where the fuck were you gonna get? You couldn't buy Ghostbusters. You couldn't buy a Ghostbusters jumpsuit in the 80s, And then not to mention that these kids have like the legit proton packs. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to say they're real, but I mean legit looking. Like, I could understand if they took the show and like, okay, they had like homemade costumes and a homemade proton pack. But I mean, these kids are walking around with something that looks like a legit movie prop. Like, in their world, Ghostbusters is fake. So, and then all three of them have it. Like, all three of the kids. Come on, So the good thing is, I mean, it looks like the events of part 1 do kind of tumble over into this. It's not a complete departure. They show one of the kids, or somebody is drawing like a picture of a monster, like this big fucking 60-foot monster that just like has big long legs and stuff like that. And then there's a part where the kid's standing by the door and the door opens, and then there's the sky is all red and there's like red lightning, and then with the lightning you see the silhouette of the giant monster. Which, of course, one of the things Stranger Things was known for was stealing ideas from movies from the 80s. So the part where the kids, when the door's opening, is totally stolen from Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Because there's a part where the door opens and there's a big bright blinding light from the alien spaceship. So, then the big giant monsters. Not that the 80s had that kind of... It almost looked like Stephen King's The Mist. Because Stephen King's The Mist, they had big giant monsters like coming out of the fog and shit like that. So that's what that reminded me of. Do you want to talk about Samurai Jack?
Yeah, we can finish out with that.
Okay. Well, okay. So here's a few things. They've just started principal photography on the Han Solo movie, and it's the same guys who directed the Lego movie. It's a team. Now they posted the first picture on Instagram, and it says "hands first shot." Because for all the people, hands shot first when he shot Greedo in the movies that everyone had the big controversy about. Hands first shot. And then the funny thing is, the name of the movie, the working title for the movie is Red Solo Cup. Which, I mean, that being said, I already like where this movie's going. I like the fact that it looks like it's going to be fun. It's not going to take itself way too serious. It's not going to be fucking depressing or boring, And then, in other news, someone had taken a picture. Someone had snuck a picture with their iPhone or whatever of Donald Glover meeting Billy D. Williams, like at a restaurant. So that alone, like, okay, we already knew Donald Glover was going to bring his A game because this is right up his alley. And I'm not like some huge Donald Glover fan. I hate fucking Childish Gambino. I don't listen to his music. I don't give a fuck about his music. But I liked him in Community, and I've seen his stand up. And so, I think he's taking it seriously. But, and to actually sit with fucking, Billy D. Williams is a fucking great idea. And, I like the fact that these are people who are, in my opinion, doing the right thing. I think the Han Solo movie is going to be leaps and bounds better than whatever the fuck Rogue One was.
Right.
And and it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun movie. And the Lego movie was very imaginative and creative. So let's bring that into the Han Solo Star Wars universe. And I think it's going to be fucking awesome. Speaking of Star Wars, Tamira Morrison, otherwise known as Jango Fett to fans of the Star Wars movies, Tamira Morrison is going to be playing Aquaman's dad in the upcoming Aquaman movie, which means so he goes from being Boba Fett's dad to Aquaman's dad. Now that means Tamira Morrison fucks some mermaid. He fucks a fish chick. So obviously they're not going to show it, but that'd just be funny that Tamira Morrison fucks a fish basically to make Aquaman. So this news that came out just tonight, the World War Z sequel has been canceled by Paramount. First, I think it was pushed back. Now they said canceled, which I'm actually happy about because I read the World War Z books, and the World War Z books are nothing like the fucking movie. The World War Z books are more like, because World War Z books were written by Max Brooks, and Max Brooks, for those who don't know, is the son of Mel Brooks. Mel Brooks, Spaceballs and shit like that, and Young Frankenstein and Blazing Saddles. But this isn't a comedy. The World War Z books are taken very seriously. But what it is, the World War Z books are about people. It's the collected stories of people from around the world during the zombie breakout. So like, there's people like, oh, we were fighting them in one country, and we dug a big hole, and we kind of made all the zombies walk towards the hole. So when they were coming at us making noise, they all fell in the hole, and then when they fell in the hole, we shot them. Then they were talking about like North Korea. Like on North Korea right now, you can't, you want to talk about fucking immigration ban. North Korea, you can't come in or out North Korea without the government say so.
You can't do anything in North Korea.
So that being said, in a world where there's zombies, North Korea was probably like the one place in the world that had no fucking zombies because their borders were so well protected. They were talking about how the government started issuing people this fold-up shovel that was also a thing used to fucking decapitate zombies. So you could use it as a shovel, you could use it as a hammer, and then one half of the shovel's blade was like sharpened, so you could swing it like an axe. And if you're going to swing it like an axe, you're going to use it to fucking cut the head off a fucking zombie. So I don't know how the fuck they got Brad Pitt running around from zombies that are running at full speed, climbing on top of each other, and then it turns out to be a virus, and then he uses the virus to kill all the fucking zombies or whatever the fuck he did. That movie was a fucking abomination and disrespectful to the books because the Max Brooks books were good. And he did another one called The Zombie Survival Guide. And it played itself like an actual survival guide. It wasn't a book. It wasn't telling a story. It was sort of like, this is how to... and Jen goes, money. Exactly, Jen. It was money. And I'm glad they're not doing part 2 because I don't know what they could have done with it. And it's disrespectful. If anything, they should reboot it and do it a little more similar to the book. Have the movie follow one person who's doing all the interviews, or a couple of people doing the interviews. Maybe if you want to weave some sort of storyline in there also, but the movie that Brad Pitt did had nothing to do with the books, except that the fact that there's zombies. Period. Okay, then also canceled by Paramount was the Friday the 13th reboot, the reboot. Because there was that one that came out a couple of years ago. That was a reboot, but then I guess that one didn't take on. So I guess from the article that I read, it was only 6 weeks away from principal photography. So, look, I guess it's better to shelve it than to give us another fucking shitty reboot. Speaking from the guy that's gonna go run out and see fucking Spider-Man Homecoming. But on the flip side, Jason's buddy and pal, Freddy Krueger, Robert Englund is doing a video called Makeup and Nightmares, or Nightmares and Makeup, or something like that. where him and the artist, the makeup designer, and I can't believe I'm drawing a blank on the guy's name. The guy's like super famous in there we go. And now the fucking heat turns off. Robert Kurtzman.
We try.
So for those who, I'm more familiar with recently Robert Kurtzman because he's done makeup on Kevin Smith's 2 latest movies, Tusk and Yoga Hosers. But Robert Kurtzman's had a long, illustrious career in horror movies and movies that needed special effects. So they're doing a documentary where while Robert Kurtzman is putting makeup on Robert Englund to be Freddy Krueger, Robert Englund is regaling us with stories of all the Freddy movies, all the Nightmare on Elm Street movies that he's done. So, for those of people who like that sort of thing, I mean, I enjoyed the Nightmare on Elm Street movies.
I hope they made a shitload of money off of those.
I'm not the horror movie fan. I'm not a big horror movie fan, but I enjoyed the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, even the shitty ones. So, I mean, the way this video looks like a fucking horror movie. And I'm at the end of my notes. I know Paul wanted to talk about the return
of Samurai
Jack. It looks fucking good.
Samurai Jack, American action cartoons are back on Toonami, so there you go. So I basically, tonight, and you can find this trailer on Toonami Faithful on all of our social media, which is Toonami Faithful Official on Facebook. At Toonami News on Twitter, even on Tumblr, ToonamiFaithfulOfficial.tumblr.com. Not that I'm plugging. You can find the complete trailer. I put up the Toonami trailer because there's not much of a difference, but it at least says Toonami in the trailer for that one. But yeah, really good trailer. It's going to be a really good show. It's blowing up the internet right now. It's trending on Facebook as we speak. It's actually the #1 trend on Facebook as we speak.
Is it a limited series? Or
it's supposed to be 10 to 11 episodes, I believe. Basically, what this is going to do is this is Gendy's way of finishing it out finally the way that it should be finished out. And from the animation that we've seen so far, it looks amazing. The funny part about this is, and this isn't the only Adult Swim show that's had this happen, but this show is, I mean, it was originally when the first season or the first series, Samurai Jack, it was done at Cartoon Network Studios. This one is also being done at Cartoon Network Studios, and it's going to be on Adult Swim. So it's an interesting time. It's a very interesting time. I mean, with this being done and being on Adult Swim, and then even Dragon Ball Super, for example, being that it's supposed to be gauged towards kids and it's on Adult Swim, you can see there's been like a shift in what people consider a quote-unquote kid show and what people consider an adult show. So, and maybe it's because we, around my age of 30 years old, like these shows and we'll definitely eat them up.
You grew up with Samurai Jack. I mean,
I did.
People who are 30 now were fucking, 15 when that show came out, right? Because Samurai Jack was like 2002.
No. I mean, it was towards the end of my high school years that it came out. But yeah, I mean, I was into that show when I was 18. It's a really good show. I mean, and I'm just saying is because I think Samurai Jack was out the same time as Megas XLR, and Megas XLR was 2002. So we're talking 15 years ago. So if someone is 30 now, they were 15 when these cartoons came out. 15 to 18.
And I'm like, how is it that Samurai Jack gets a fucking return and Megas XLR doesn't? But that's just me being the fanboy that I am.
Well, but here's the thing, because Megas XLR
Gennady wants to do it. That's why.
Well, no. Okay, let me stop you. Let me stop you. Samurai Jack never got written off. It's been playing ever since it had its debut.
Yeah.
So it's been in one shape, fashion, or form. It's been somewhere, whether it be on Hulu or be on Adult Swim or wherever. It's been around. So they never wrote that off. Megas XLR, nobody watched it. Nobody cared about it after a while. They had to write it off because of that. And then Jason DeMarco makes a comment and everybody's like, where the fuck is Megas XLR? And that's when he sits there and he goes, where the fuck were you people when we wrote this off? So it kind of goes along the lines of another series that we don't know. We think it got written off, but we're not sure what the terms of quote-unquote written off are. It's another show that Gendy did, which is called Symbionic Titan. We're kind of hoping that it happened in the same way that IGPX, which is Toonami's only original show / anime. We're trying to figure out exactly what, if any rights that he has to potentially bring it back. Because sometimes a network can write off a show, but if, say, the creator has the rights to do another season or whatever, they can potentially bring the show back, so technically it's not written off. It's really weird. So, and don't ask me to explain it, because I can't fucking tell you.
Intellectual property
rights.
Right,
so, but that's what we're kind of hoping. I'm kind of hoping that after this, we can get Symbionic Titans a great finish, because he already has scripts made for this series. Like, he had them ready to go to finish out the series, and then, never got finished. So we'll see what happens. I'm hoping that happens too. But this is a great start for Adult Swim, and I'm hoping that they continue to try to do original shows like this, because this is definitely the thing that they need to do. And I think that Toonami benefits from anything that's American action cartoons, honestly. They've always have. I wish Warner Brothers would stop being fucking douchebags and just let them have shows, but, oh no, we're not part of Warner Brothers is just a thing. Yeah, ugh. That's another story for another day. I don't want to get into
money out
that.
the window.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. Side note, real quick too. I kind of hope that they're able to get Young Justice season 3. I know that it's
a Netflix thing.
Yeah, right? So hopefully, I'm kind of hoping they do. If it goes to Netflix, I'm not going to be like pissed or anything. I'm just going to be like, I'll watch it either way. I just hope that Toonami gets it first, because they were shot. It's still kind of confusing that Netflix gets Young Justice a new season, yet they're shopping it around right now. And it's like, why? You know what I mean? Like, why are you doing that? You have a
built-in audience right here,
Yeah, you built an audience at Netflix. Why are you shopping it around? So hopefully shopping it around means that somebody will pick it up, and, I see I'm playing with my cat over here. I see like Toonami getting it if anybody, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's about it. That's all I really wanted to say.
All right, so let's wrap this up.
That's what she said.
Please visit twostrangersonepodcast.net, where you can find all things show related. First and foremost, you can find links to our iTunes, which since our server reset, it's only going to be the last 7 or 8 episodes. But you can get our last 7 or 8 episodes if you have an iPhone, an iPad, or an iPod on the iTunes app. If you don't have an iPhone, an iPad, or an iTunes, and you only have an Android phone, you can get us on the Stitcher app. That's STITCHER. That's the Stitcher app for Android devices. Oh, Jen says, good show, good night. All right, Jen, take care. Good talking to you.
We try. It's all because of me.
If you don't have an Android, if you don't have an Apple phone or Apple iPhone, iPad, or iPod, if you have an Android device, you can subscribe to us on the Stitcher app. That's STITCHER. What I do is I put on the listen later option. I put it on available offline, so you're not killing your data, you're not killing your battery when you're out and about. Download the episodes when you're in a Wi-Fi spot, like when you're at your friend's house, and then get all the episodes that you're going to need. And then when you're out and about, you can listen to them without killing your battery, and you can literally listen for hours on if you're just listening to your device. It saves your battery. And of course, what's available on iTunes and Android, we are available on the SoundCloud app. SoundCloud, those are our new servers, and once again, ever since the reboot, if you want to call it that, it's going to be the only past 8 episodes. But I will eventually, I guess when I get my Wi-Fi, I will upload the old episodes. But if you want to go back and listen to our old episodes, they're not available on SoundCloud or iTunes or Stitcher, but they are available on iTunes. I just contradicted myself. They are available on YouTube. Just go on YouTube and search for Two Strangers, One Podcast, and you can listen to well over 4 years worth of podcasts. If you want to go back and see what the hell was Chris doing 4 years ago, 5 years ago, you go back and listen to it, which makes me think, wow, this show we're about a little more than a month away from its 5-year anniversary. Jesus Christ. This show's been on for a long time.
It has.
Why aren't you telling your friends about it? So that being said, we're on YouTube, and that's where you can go back and listen to every single episode so far. We're on Facebook, facebook.com/2strangers1podcast. Please like and share. If we want your money, we need your money. But if you can't give us a dime, it takes 2 seconds to share it and like us on facebook.com/2strangers1podcast. We also have a Two Strangers One Podcast network group if you'd like to join. I've been slowly adding people, and we're only at 50 followers right now, but for the people that have joined the page, God bless you guys. I love you. It's weird coming from a guy who's an atheist, right? When I say God bless you. But thank you for listening. Let me see. You want to write us like Oscar did? I mean, we kind of split up his letter throughout the course of the show, but if you want to write to us, you can write to us at twostrangersonepodcast@gmail.com. Once again, that's twostrangersonepodcast, all spelled out, at gmail.com. And on our Facebook page, there's versions of our videos, but they're shorter. I'm still kind of working on turning my second book, Odd I See Itself on the Road, into videos, so I got upload to YouTube. And of course, like the ad comes at the end of each show, you can buy my first book, Double Jackpot, at lulu.com. Just search for Christopher Cologne, Double Jackpot. We're on Twitter at Stranger Podcast, little at symbol, little Stranger Podcast. And I don't know if I'm forgetting anything. I can't think of anything else. Well, on the Stitcher app, that's what it was. I know there's always something I forgot. On the Stitcher app, all the podcasts worth listening to: Chris Hardwick's Nerdist, Kevin Smith's podcast, Adam Carolla, Mark Maron, and of course Paul's other baby, the Toonami Faithful podcast, are all available on the Stitcher app. And technically, they're also all available on the SoundCloud app, so you can follow us. There's many ways you can follow us online. And if you're watching the stream now, I guess thank you for watching. But I acquiesce the floor to you, sir.
All right. Well, you can find me on Twitter at Paul Pascrillo. You can email me. It's paulpascrillo@toonamifaithful.com. And you can ask me questions. It's ask.fm/Paul Pascrillo. You should be asking me questions on my ask.fm, Oscar, instead of emailing the goddamn email. And then I also have Nerdcore Absolution Volume 3 is out right now. The deluxe edition is starting to release as well. You can get that on geekingproductions.bandcamp.com. It is a Bandcamp exclusive. So, exclusive. I don't know if I said exclusive.
You should be fapping.
Okay.
Exclusive.
A little too far.
Got a little exclusive on your eye.
So, yeah. So, fuck you. So just if you want to get that CD, that's where you want to get it. The deluxe version is only on Bandcamp. The original version, the Volume 3, which came out in December, is out on iTunes. It is on Amazon Music. It's basically everywhere. It's basically on a bunch of music apps. You can actually play it on the YouTube Music app that they have out now, where you can actually play music. So anytime that you play it on YouTube Music, anytime you play it on Spotify, anytime you stream it on one of those apps, we get paid for that too. So please do that, because supporting those artists is what you want to see. So please do that.
Isn't there a Patreon you want to let the audience know about?
We do have a Patreon for the Toonami Faithful podcast. I really don't. I try to plug it. I don't. That's kind of stupid to plug it on here, but patreon.com/Toonami Faithful podcast. If you guys want to be on that show, there are some rewards there. I'm going to add. It looks like I have to make it $5, which sucks, but so that way you can hear an interview with any guest that we interview a week before we put it out. I think that's a great reward, and people would definitely go for that. So look into that, and hopefully you guys can contribute to us, because we would love to have more people, and hopefully I can get Chris to do one too, because Chris keeps asking for money.
Yeah. Well, because I thought, didn't one of your friends start a Patreon?
Oh yeah. Well, TechForce did one. Yeah, it's patreon.com/TechForce. Go there and
TEKFORCE.
TEKFORCE.
Okay.
So yeah, go there and contribute to his as well. My cat is on his back, like I told you. It's kind of funny seeing him do that.
He's talking about it.
He's so fat. My pussy's so fat. All right, then with that's it.
And black. Who knew Paul had a black pussy? Well, we certainly hope you enjoyed. We certainly hope you enjoyed listening. Had as much fun as we did recording. Thank you for listening to Two Strangers One Podcast. I'm Chris.
I'm Paul.
Don't be a stranger.
Peace. We're out.
Bye. You should be that big. Cash me outside. How about that?
All right, here we go, man. Go ahead. You want to read
Double Jackpot.
What is it? It is a self-published book by Christopher Cologne.
Chris Cologne smells good to me.
But
look at her. That broke that fucking cold little exterior. He's like, hee.
But it is spelled Colon.
Him punny.
But Double Jackpot is a book about a comic book artist, Eric, who is in a loveless relationship with a materialistic
I feel you, Eric.
Lynette.
Oh, fucking. Are you sure I didn't write this? Sounds hauntingly familiar.
He starts cheating on his girlfriend with a more creatively supportive woman, Nadia.
Well, I gotta meet her. Where's the Nadia?
There's your summer girlfriend.
Summer Nadia is Nadia.
Nadia?
Yeah, I think Nadia is spelled with an A.
All right.
Both Lynette and Nadia play the double jackpot, the largest payout in lotto history, much like the recent Powerball. Both girls play his birth date as the winning numbers. Eric is now stuck between two of the country's richest women. Who will he choose? It's not that simple. This is a clever fucking idea,
Yeah, it
man.
is.
Look at her, fucking. She's impressed.
I am.
She got some summer reading. Christopher Cologne smells real lovely with an original idea. This is. I've never heard this before.
I haven't either. This is a self-published book, much in the indie spirit as Kev's Clerks.
Oh, you don't even need to name check me. This is just a good idea. You could stand on your own, man. You don't even have to be like, hey, remember Clerks? This is nothing like that. This is way more original than Clerks. This is a good idea, man. Why didn't I think of this?
I need something to read. This book is part of the Comic Books, Heavy Metal, Video Games Trilogy Book 2. Odd I See, A Tale from the Road, coming soon.
Right on, man. It's part of a trilogy. This is the first part.
Way to write, man.
He's seeking a literary agent. Motherfuckers, anybody out there? There ain't no literary agents listening to this show, I assure you, sure. Sure. I assure you, sure. But somebody know a literary agent? Hook a motherfucker up! Chris Cologne come up with an original idea. I should tell Raskin. That's a good fucking idea, to be honest with you. That's a fucking rom-com right there. Megan, get Raskin on the phone. Isn't it possible to get Raskin on the phone? No?
Yeah.
I want to run it past him, man. I want to, and if it happens, I get a taste, Chris Cologne. I get a whiff, if you will.
The book could also be ordered on www.lulu.com.
That's lulu.com.
I understand that. I just want to spell it out.
Normally one says it, that spells it. Still, lulu.com. What is that? Do you know what it is?
I don't know. All right. The book could also be ordered on www.lulu.com. Search for Double Jackpot Christopher Cologne. A paperback version of the book is $15 and a PDF file is only $5.
$5 is
Yeah.
insanely inexpensive. 15 is not even that bad for a paperback version.
No.
This is $1 million idea right here. Like a movie about a dude who fucking is stuck between two chicks, both of who play his birthday and win the lottery. Come on! I can see that trailer. Chris Cologne is on to something. Nobody else can smell it but me.
I'll read it.
Thank you. I'm going to make that smelly joke.
I know. You're trying to get me to laugh again.
It worked once. Double Jackpot is a self-published book by Chris Cologne, man. It's the first book in his comic books, heavy metal, video games trilogy. Book 2, Odd I See, A Tale from the Road, should be coming out soon. Get all the information at Chris Cologne, like a motherfucker.
I
and
will
his
totally
book,
read this.
Double Jackpot. I'm serious. I'm going to recommend that to fucking Raskin. How is that not a movie? You know what I'm saying? This could be a sexy movie. You could do an R-rated version. There could be nudie in it, and you could show them fucking both chicks. Maybe a little penetration. Maybe a butthole shot. No butthole, no care.
I would like to formally apologize to Christopher Cologne right now.
No, sex sells. Chris Cologne will appreciate that. He's like, thanks for throwing a few buttholes in there, man.
Don't forget to check out twostrangersonepodcast.net, your one-stop resource for everything show-related. You can find links to subscribe to us on iTunes or on Stitcher. You could also find links to buy my book, Double Jackpot, on twostrangersonepodcast.net.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. And fuck you, I'm out.